Hi, welcome to Mike Dunn Film Reviews. I'm Mike Dunn and thank you for joining me. Tonight we're going to be talking about The Sitter, Jonah Hill's latest brat comedy. He basically plays a babysitter so his mum can go out on a date and meet a nice new man. He's a slacker, layabout around the house, hasn't got a job, but for this one night only he's put in charge of 3 young kids for this local lady, and he gets into some hijinks and chaos ensues basically. One of the kids is very like a prima donna, loves putting on makeup despite the fact she's like 6 years old. The other one is like he's a 13-year-old hypochondriac who doesn't like anything happening to him. The other one who's just a horrible little firecracker, reminding me of Carlos Tevez with the face on him, and just likes blowing stuff up and being a little shit really. So Jonah Hill has to basically take care of these kids, but then he gets a phone call from his girlfriend saying, "Come and meet me at a party, get me some drugs, and then we'll have sex." Basically, he decides to do that over take care of the kids, losing a lot of respect for pretty much everyone in the audience, and no need to do it. But yeah, and that's what happens. On the way to the party, he meets up with Sam Rockwell, who's absolutely fantastic in that role of a drug dealer who's very obsessed with having best friends, and he lives inside like a gym filled with loads of muscular men, and it's all just very, very surreal. But the film is kind of hit and miss. It's got some really funny moments, I thought, and Sam Rockwell was very, very funny throughout. And Jonah Hill has that likable thing about him, like he was in Superbad as like the fat friend who like can just be rude and he gets away with it just because he's Jonah Hill. And he has that in it. He's basically the same character in Superbad, but like 2 years later after Michael Cera's gone to university. But on the way he meets up with people like from his past and he has to make do and look after these kids as well, just because they're ruining his life. But the kids are actually quite good, the actors, and the storyline deals with like the troubles that kids have, and the fact that they're insecure or they're in like a place that they don't belong, or they're just basically wanting things that they shouldn't do. Jonah Hill, despite the fact that he's a big slacker and makes all these wrong decisions, he's suddenly the sensei who can just impart all this fantastic wisdom, but he can't take it upon himself, and it comes out really. It doesn't match. A guy like him shouldn't be able to give out this stuff. He should be able to finish it himself, and the fact that the audience loses a lot of respect for him just because he's putting all these kids in danger just to have sex, and it just, you don't empathise with the character. You don't want him to succeed. He's just a bit of a douche. And it starts off with him saying, "Oh, he's such a nice guy" and stuff, but he doesn't do stuff that a nice guy would do, and he treats the kids like crap, and he doesn't help them out, or well, he does eventually. Just it's very just hit and miss is how I describe it. Still very funny in parts and touching in parts, and it just seems like a big remake of Adventures in Babysitting, and Jonah Hill just didn't really need it. He just added it to his comedy repertoire, and it's good if you just want to switch your brain off, watch something, eat popcorn, and just like, yeah, funny, they farted, sort of thing. But if you want like upscale stuff, then it's not for you. But still, good for this year so far. I imagine it'll be somewhere in the middle come December, but still, better than nothing. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, and shall see you soon. Thanks very much.